Golf video games have come a long way over the years. Back in 1998, EA got Tiger Woods to be the face of their golf series, and from 1999 to 2013, EA dominated the market. In 2013, EA reportedly had planned to outsource Tiger Woods' PGA Tour 15 to an outside development studio, while EA Tiburon would spend 2 years developing the next-gen version of the game, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 16 for the PS4 and Xbox One. But when EA's CEO at the time resigned in March, the plan was scrapped entirely to save costs. EA decided not to continue their partnership with Tiger Woods, as well as licensing for certain clubs, and never released a PGA Tour 15 title. The series was on hiatus, and I remember wondering at the time if it would be the end of golf video games, or at least the end of their peak. EA's Tiger Woods games were great, but what would come next? Rory McIlroy PGA Tour was next, as it released in 2015 for the PS4 and Xbox One. The game jumped to EA's Frostbite engine, which we know a lot about here on this channel. And the game itself was actually a step down in quality compared to previous Tiger Woods titles. It was bare bones in terms of courses and events included, and while the gameplay was decent, a ton of game modes and features from the older Tiger Woods titles were missing in classic EA fashion. Only 3 years later, EA pulled the game from digital storefronts and relinquished their agreement with the PGA Tour, signaling an end for EA-developed golf games. Lurking in the shadows for decades, however, was a studio called HB Studios. HB Studios had worked with EA for a long time, developing Cricket 2002 for example, and they also helped EA Canada with FIFA Street 2 on the PSP and the Wii version of Madden 07. HB Studios were expecting to develop Tiger Woods PGA Tour 15, but when that game was cancelled, they decided to create their own golf game to fill the void, and the Golf Club was born. 3 years later, the Golf Club 2 released, leaving HB Studios as the sole developer of PGA Tour licensed golf games at that point in time. The series found success, catching 2K's attention. By 2019, 2K was publishing the series, eventually acquiring HB Studios and even signing Tiger Woods himself. In less than a decade, an EA contractor had become a major 2K dev team, and Tiger Woods was now the face of 2K Golf instead of EA Golf. Around the same time 2K bought HB Studios, EA actually decided to rejoin the golf fight. EA Sports PGA Tour, this time with no Tiger or McIlroy, was announced in 2021 and delayed a year until it released in 2023, technically making it the newest golf game currently on the market. It was actually really solid, with good visuals on the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, a ton of courses including the Augusta National Golf Club, and sim-style gameplay. It wasn't as easy to pick up and play as 2K's most recent title, PGA Tour 2K23, but it was a rare example of solid competition in the sports gaming world. Here we are today, and 2K has announced PGA Tour 2K25, which is slated to release on February 28th, or a week early on February 21st if you pre-order. The two most current PGA titles on PS5 and Xbox are PGA Tour 2K23 from 2022 and EA Sports PGA Tour from 2023. And there you have it, guys. That's a rough summary of the expansive AAA golf video game lore. Now, let's talk about 2K25. PGA Tour 2K25 looks like more of a step up than usual. While 2K21 was a nice improvement from the 2019 game, 2K23 wasn't really that different to me, at least different enough for me to play a lot of it. 2K25 seems to have made significant changes, not only to the visuals but also to the gameplay mechanics and logic. In fact, this is one of the best upgrades I've seen in a long time when it comes to sports games, at least from these initial trailers. What I really like about this series is that the games release every few years rather than annually. While it seems like EA's PGA Tour game is going to be it from them for this console generation, 2K has been publishing new PGA Tour titles around every 2 years or so. Sports games are usually yearly releases, which sucks because developers can barely change anything in such a short time period. These PGA Tour games releasing every few years allow more time for the devs to improve the game, resulting in dramatic changes. Look at the graphics in 2K23 and then compare them to 2K25. This is one hell of an improvement. I played a lot of 2K21 and didn't play too much 2K23 as I found the games to be pretty similar. But 2K25 seems like a major step up, and this truly looks next gen, or I guess you would say current gen. The new gameplay change is called Evo Swing. HB Studios says this tech adds new shot types, ball flights, roll physics, and visual improvements. Going back to the golf club, the best part of this series has always been the gameplay, so these core improvements will only make it play and look even better. Evo Swing takes a lot more into account than ever, even the lie angle of the ball. Another new feature called Perfect Swing makes the game a lot easier for new players or those hopping back on for the first time in a while. The setting guarantees every swing will be perfect, so all you need to worry about is aiming rather than stick skills. This is probably how most newcomers will play, but competitive or seasoned players would probably prefer the manual challenge that comes with the default swinging. Having all of these options for gameplay difficulty is great. The game will feature 29 licensed courses at launch, along with the return of the course designer from the last game. My Career is getting some updates with a new attributes point system, upgraded skill trees, and a new equipment progression system. You can also now play in major tournaments for the first time in the series within My Career. New dynamic simulation options are added as well, providing more options for simming through a career. Unfortunately, however, this game is monetized like any 2K title. I'll have to play it to see what level of annoyance these microtransactions bring, but the game does have a season pass, which is something I really don't like in a fully priced video game. I also don't like that the game releases an entire week sooner only if you pre-order. Games should earn your purchase by being good upon release, not by preying on your fear of missing out before release. That said, I'm really looking forward to this game. Golf games are pretty underrated. It's a relaxing experience with as much or as little challenge as you want. Great for playing with friends while chatting in a party, for example. I might even start streaming this game too if I really end up liking it, as golf games translate really well to streaming with all the breaks you can use to read chat and whatnot. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in me reviewing PGA Tour 2K25 when it releases. Also, let me know if you'd want to see a comparison between EA Sports PGA Tour from 2023 and this upcoming title. So far, this game looks really promising, and the current state of golf video games seems quite healthy. Assuming this game isn't riddled with microtransactions, this should be a good one. Are you guys looking forward to it? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.